Peace, you guys. It's me here to talk about a little bit about. I want to talk about the birth culture right now, particularly here in the United States. The culture of birth in the United States is it's really in dire need of an upgrade right now. And why do I say that? Because it's so funny that, for example, the world-renowned midwife Ina May Gaskins, who spent a number of years traveling to several parts of the world that are considered quote unquote underdeveloped. She traveled to these places and observed these people, the women in these places that were underdeveloped, give birth to their babies. And what she noticed was a drastic difference than what takes place here in the United States. She noticed that these women were giving birth usually in a very calm setting. Most times they had a doula present or another woman or women, a couple of women who they were close to who were there supporting them during their birth. They were giving birth naturally. And these births, they weren't experiencing or did they need any type of medical intervention. And with that discovery, it sort of caused her to look at the United States and wonder, okay, if we're so developed and so advanced, why is it that every year the rate of C-sections is going up in this country? Why has the infant mortality rate in this country gone up? Our technology has improved, our social media has improved, our phones have improved, our way of communicating is like lightning fast. But for some reason, the infant mortality rate has gone up, and the number of C-sections that are given during the time of birth with women has gone up and continues to go up. The numbers go up every year, it has not decreased. And that's very strange considering that we have all of these so-called advancements. So what does that mean? Well, for me, I have to step back and say, well, what is the definition of advancement? Because we have nice cell phones or, snazzy computers or, all these social media outlets. Does that really mean that we're advanced? Or just because we have those advancements maybe in those areas, does it mean that we're advanced in the area of birth? And when I look at the situation as it is, I say no. I think that we are making strides to get there. I think there are lots of women who are midwives and doulas and women who are mothers who are just choosing to have a more present, conscious birth are, we are impacting that change. And it's important. It needs to take place because the state of our future really lies only in three areas, and that's health, energy, and water. So if you're not making some sort of significant contribution in one of those areas, be it health, energy, or water, then, I say that, you may want to reconsider what it is that you're doing right now. I know for me, even, I'm an artist, have always been an artist at heart, whether it's painting, singing, acting, whatever. And I was spending quite a bit of time in entertainment, as far as music and acting and things like that over the years. But as much as I enjoy those things and they're great, I realized at the time that we're in right now that those three subjects are what's most important: health, energy, and water. And I knew that I had the experience and the background and the knowledge to make some sort of impact in the area of health. And with being a doula is where I have found my niche. I've had given birth to 7 children, 4 of which I had at home in all natural births, 2 of which I had in all natural births, and only one did I have in a hospital, which was medicated, and that was my very first birth, simply because I didn't know the process of birth. So Um, I've chosen the path of being a doula because I feel like it's one of the things that are most important in the areas of health right now. I think we have to make a turnaround quickly in how we're giving birth in society again, because the infant mortality rate and the numbers of C-sections that women are having in our country right now it's unnecessary. These are unnecessary. 2/3 of C-sections that are had right now are completely medically unnecessary. And most interventions that go on in most hospitals when a woman comes in for birth are usually unnecessary because 90% of births in the United States are routine and normal. So even, the IVs and the fetal monitors for most women who come into a hospital to give birth, those are completely medically unnecessary. If she's not exhibiting any signs of danger or high risk, and neither is the child, there's really no need for her to be strapped down to a bed with a fetal monitor on the entire time, or not being able to walk around, or for her to be, cut open and have a C-section, which takes an extremely a long time to recover from, as well as it does interfere with that instantaneous ability to be able to bond between mother and child and their, spouse or significant other. So the birth culture in America, where it is right now, is that there's a lot of fear around birth. Women, based on a lot of the television shows and the movies, even when they're meant to be comedic, have really subconsciously trained a lot of women from young that birth is this horrific, chaotic, uncontrollable thing that she needs to be saved from. And that's just not what birth is. And that's not what nature intended for birth. And in reality, birth is a natural, normal function of the body. And anytime something is a natural, normal function of the body, you shouldn't feel pain from it. When you start to feel pain from a natural, normal function of the body, that means that somehow you're interfering with the body. And that's what's going on in the birthing culture in America, with the exception of those few who are starting to step up and say, okay, this enough is enough. This is ridiculous. We need to get back to birthing how we know how to birth. Women have been having babies for thousands and thousands of years. Every mammal knows how to go off when it's time to have their baby, get somewhere alone or surrounded by 2 or 3 other female mammals, and go have their baby. So why is it that human beings who are so-called the most advanced, and especially those here in the United States, why does it seem like we're having such a difficult time to do it? Well, I believe it is because of fear. I believe there's so much fear put around the subject and the culture of birth in this country that it impedes women having these natural, normal, and even beautiful births. And that's the thing, is that when you insert all this fear around birth, not only does that impede the birth from being just a natural, normal experience, but it prevents it from being and going to that next level, which beyond it being a natural, normal experience for a human being, birth can be one of the most powerful, incredible, beautiful, most life-changing, and, like eye-opening experiences. As a woman, you can find out so much about yourself from being pregnant and giving birth. But in order to do that, you have to be conscious during your birth in order to have that blissful birth and to have sort of that spiritual experience, which is not related to any particular religion, but to have that experience that you learn about yourself and you come out on the other side very empowered and sure and centered and strong for yourself. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Thank you. That was Nefertiti, who I had a natural birth. Can you close the door? Thank you. So not only can it be very natural and normal, as I was saying, but once you get past it being natural and normal, which is what it's supposed to be, You guys, you don't understand. I've experienced it. I mean, birth can be so incredible. I mean, one of the most beautiful things that you can probably experience during your lifetime physically here on this planet. And it's just sort of it's impeded when women are fearful, because when they're fearful you have to have all these medical interventions, and so now it's not a normal natural birth anymore. And then if it's not a normal natural birth, well then we can't even think about having a blissful, spiritually impactful, just beautiful birth. So the culture of birth in America right now, it needs to change, because with every beautiful, blissful birth that happens, we are bringing better people onto the planet. We're bringing beings onto the planet who are, more centered and naturally more compassionate and more peaceful, and women now who are sure of themselves and accepting of their body and trusting their body. And that's important, that women are trusting their bodies and accepting their bodies, because we are the life givers on this planet, and we are the first teachers of the child. So how we feel about birth and the energy in which we give birth to all the other humans on the planet matters. So, all right, birth culture in America. I'll talk to you guys next time.